If the white man, no matter how dark he is, still regards himself as a white man, then our people, no matter how light we get, still regard ourselves as black people. If it's good enough for him to be white, it's better for us to be black.
Now, can you dig it?
Hell no, nigga. I can't dig it. Now, who you supposed to be?
Black.
I don't call myself a leader. I don't like nobody saying I got boys, because I don't like that. You know, but somebody have to do the thinking, you know.
But the things that are very obvious are things like the way you look, right? To most people who are very conservative in dress, you look quite strange.
I think it's sad that
it ain't sad because I want my child to look like me. Every intelligent person wants his child to look like him. I'm sad because I want to blot out my race and lose my beautiful identity. Chinese love Chinese. They love the little slanted-eyed, pretty brown-skinned babies. Pakistanis love their culture. Jewish people love their culture. A lot of Catholics, they want to marry a number of Catholics. They want the religion to stay the same. Who want to spot up yourself and kill your race? You're a hater of your people if you don't want to stay who you are. You shame what God made you. God didn't make no mistake when he made us all like we were.
I think that's a philosophy of despair.
Despair.
I really do.
It ain't no despair.
Yeah, I'm in Africa. Yeah, Africa's my home. Damn America and what America thinks. Yeah, I live in America, but Africa's the home of the black man, and I was a slave 400 years ago, and I'm going back home to fight among my brothers. Yeah.
And even I am still fighting for the whole black people all over the world, in Caribbeans, in Negro Americans, all over the world, which I am still fighting for them, and they respect me very much and very highly. And they were taken to America as a slaves, those people. They did not want to go there, and this is their country, but they were taken by force. Therefore, nobody should remove them from there. They must get independent in America, and they must control the Americans. The black people in America must be the president of the United States of America, must be the secretary of state like Kissinger. They are more brilliant than Dr. Kissinger. Kissinger is not very intelligent.
The spinners.
The first assembly in the history of all America where all the top-notch blacks of America and the people of Africa had something together, all on a world level. We're all meeting each other and learning more about each other. This is the first assembly among the American black men and Africans like this in the history of the world.
It's over. Everything starts from now. We all go down unless we stay together. Ain't no one man above the crew. You know that shit.
Reverse this whole Willie Lynch letter and get our stuff together.
Who are you? You don't know. Don't tell me Negro, that's nothing. What were you before the white man named you a Negro? And where were you? And what did you have? What was yours? What language did you speak then? What was your name? It couldn't have been Smith or Jones or Bunch or Powell. That wasn't your name. They don't have those kind of names where you and I came from. No, what was your name? And why don't you now know what your name was then? Where did it go? Where did you lose it? Who took it? And how did he take it? What tongue did you speak? How did the man take your tongue? Where is your history? How did the man wipe out your history? How did the man, what did the man do to make you as dumb?
When the master gives you something, you take it. He gave it a name. It's a nice name. It's Toby. And it's going to be yours till the day you die. Now, I know you understand me, and I want to hear it.
Everything was European background. The upbringing, the teaching in school. Oh, my father was a pastor, you know, a pastor. And everything had to be English and everything. We were not even allowed to speak our country's language in schools, and they called the language they called our own languages vernacular. So English was the a real language you had to speak in school. So everything was English. It was in England I started to feel the awareness of having to be an African, because for the first time I came to England, I started to feel, oh wow, So these white people don't like us too much. You know, this is my experience from having to rent rooms, you know. I had so much, at that time you read the newspapers in England, house for rent, no coloreds, no dogs, and all this. That annoyed me a lot, and not many students, you know. So at my student days in England, I started to be aware of having to be an African, but we had nothing to offer as Africans because we were all just taught English.
I wanted to make special language in Black America of African because I wanted to brainwash them from British colonials, and I wanted to make them understand one language in America. I might introduce Swahili to all Black Americans to understand this language in America.
It make you rebel. Against what? Against men who won't crave, because them crave for the things like several, them have some material things and them want to captivate your mind and tell you, say, well, you have to work and put you on pension and him keep it all.
It's just the history of this United States hasn't necessarily been brushed away.
Why?
And it can't be.
Yeah,
you have to deal with it.
Right. Well, how do you deal with it?
Face it. I mean, we can't continue. We have to talk about things. We have to discuss things. We should have heated debates. And this article, I'm just saying, is an effort to spark heated debates so that we can heal and move forward, or actually look at ourselves, pay attention to ourselves. It's important.
Well, but Jill, you didn't. You know, we have a hard time with really touchy subjects in this country. I know you have been, because you're clued into the news. You've been watching the healthcare debate over. We have a difficult time. We can't talk about race. We can't talk about healthcare. We've got folks, and it's crazy right now. But why this subject?
The United States is crazy.
Well, you could talk. Well, you could talk about anything.
I want to hear you say your name. Your name is Toby. What's your name?
Kunta.
The same slave master who owned us put his last name on us to denote that we were his property. So that when you see a Negro today who's named Johnson, if you go back in his history, you'll find that he was once, his grandfather or one of his forefathers was owned by a white man who was named Johnson. If his name is Bunch, his grandfather was owned by a white man that was named Bunch.
Would you mind telling me what your father's last name was?
My father didn't know his last name. My father got his last name from his grandfather, and his grandfather got it from his grandfather, who got it from the slave master. The real names of our people were destroyed during slavery.
Was there any